The third younger brother, King Zhao Lu Rui, was killed by Empress Dowager Lu, leaving Emperor Hui of Han, Lu Ying, grief-stricken and deeply blaming himself for failing to protect his poor brother. Soon after, Empress Dowager Lu acted with even greater cruelty, persecuting Lu Rui's mother, Consort Qi, to death. Consort Qi, 194 BC, was the most favored concubine of Emperor Gaozu of Han, Lu Bang. She was not only a beauty of unparalleled grace, but also of exceedingly noble birth, being a descendant of the royal family of the Zhou dynasty with the surname Ji. From a young age, she received an excellent education in culture and the arts. Gifted in singing, dancing, and musical instruments, she was one of the representative female dancers of the Han dynasty and is also the earliest recorded female Go, Weiqi, player in Chinese history. It was precisely because Consort Qi and her son were so outstanding that the Empress, Lu Ji, of commoner origin, and the Crown Prince Lu Ying, who was gentle and soft-hearted by nature, appeared utterly inferior by comparison. Moreover, Lu Bang feared that the strong-willed Empress Lu might one day change the Lu family's imperial rule into a Lu family dynasty. He had often considered deposing Lu Ying and installing Lu Rui as crown prince instead. For this reason, Lu Ji hated Consort Qi and her son to the bone. She even had Lu Ying summoned to witness Consort Qi's horrific condition before her death. Lu Ying had been completely unaware of the matter. When he realized that the ghastly, barely human creature before him, neither man nor ghost, was in fact Consort Qi, once as beautiful as a celestial fairy and his father's most beloved concubine, he was overwhelmed with disgust and horror. The sight was unbearable. He burst into tears, fell gravely ill, and told others to relay to the Empress Dowager. "Such a thing is beyond what any human could do. I am the son of the Empress Dowager, yet I have no way to govern the realm." From then on, Lu Ying drowned himself daily in wine, pleasure, and entertainment, neglecting state affairs entirely. In 193 BC, Lu Fei, the eldest son born to a concubine of Emperor Gaozu of Han, Lu Bang, and the half-brother of Emperor Hui, Lu Ying, came to the capital to pay his respects to Emperor Hui. That same October, Emperor Hui and Lu Fei attended a banquet in Empress Dowager Lu's palace. Since Lu Fei was his elder brother, Emperor Hui, following family etiquette, seated him in the place of honor. This angered Empress Dowager Lu, who planned to have Lu Fei killed. She ordered 2 cups of poisoned wine to be placed before Lu Fei and instructed him to rise and use the wine to toast her. Unaware of the plot, Lu Fei stood and prepared to offer the toast. Emperor Hui also rose, picked up one of the cups, and was about to join Lu Fei in toasting Empress Dowager Lu. Fearing that her own son might be poisoned, Empress Dowager Lu hurriedly rose and knocked the wine cup from Emperor Hui's hand. Lu Fei grew suspicious of her actions and therefore dared not drink from his cup, pretending instead to be drunk and leaving the banquet. Later, upon asking others, Lu Fei learned that the wine had indeed been poisoned. Terrified, he believed it would be difficult for him to escape safely from Chang'an and lived in constant anxiety. When the chief historian of Qi learned of this incident, he offered Lu Fei a plan. "Empress Dowager Lu has only 2 children, Emperor Hui of Han and Princess Lu Yuan, and she loves them dearly. My lord, you possess a fief of more than 70 cities, whereas Princess Lu Yuan has only a few cities as her personal estate. If you could offer 1 commandery of your fief to the Empress Dowager, she would surely be pleased, and you would have nothing to fear for your life." In order to save his life, Lu Fei accepted the chief historian's advice. He offered the commandery of Qingyang to Empress Dowager Lu, requesting that she transfer it to Princess Lu Yuan, and he also honored Princess Lu Yuan with the title Queen Dowager. Empress Dowager Lu was overjoyed and readily granted Lu Fei's request. To show her gratitude, she held a banquet at Lu Fei's residence, where everyone drank freely in celebration. From then on, Empress Dowager Lu no longer pursued Lu Fei's earlier offense, and he was allowed to return safely to his own domain. On November 10, 192 BC, Lu Ji appointed Zhang Yan, the daughter of her own daughter, Princess Lu Yuan, as empress to her son, Emperor Hui of Han, Lu Ying. For the sake of her personal lust for power, Lu Ji once again trampled upon the fundamental boundaries of human ethics and morality. In China's autocratic dynasties, the emperor's maternal or marital relatives, the outer court kin, would often seize control of the government when the emperor was young or incapable, posing a serious threat to legitimate imperial authority. Lu Ji's outrageous arrangement was aimed at continuing her grip on the supreme power of the Han dynasty. Emperor Hui of Han, Lu Ying, was by nature benevolent and kind-hearted. Outwardly, he accepted his mother's incestuous marital arrangement, but in private, he never engaged in any conduct that went beyond the bounds of familial affection. On September 26, 188 BC, Emperor Hui of Han, Lu Ying, passed away at the age of 24. At the funeral, Lu Ji only made the motions of weeping, without shedding any tears. Zhang Biqiang, the 15-year-old son of the veteran minister Zhang Liang, was serving as palace attendant at the time. He said to Chancellor Chen Ping, the Empress Dowager had only this one son, the emperor. Now that he has died, she only feigns crying without true grief. Do you know the reason for this? Chen Ping asked, and what is the reason? Zhang Biqiang said, the emperor has no adult sons, and what the Empress Dowager is concerned about is you senior ministers. If you request that she appoint Lu Tai, Lu Chan, and Lu Lu as generals to command the southern and northern palace guards, and have members of the Lu family enter the palace to hold key positions in the court, the Empress Dowager will feel secure. In that way, you senior ministers will also be spared from disaster. Chen Ping followed Zhang Biqiang's advice. Lu Ji, greatly pleased, finally began to weep with genuine sorrow. This marked the beginning of the Lu clan's control over the imperial court. Before his death, Emperor Hui of Han, Lu Ying, and Zhang Yan remained uncle and niece in relationship. However, under Empress Dowager Lu's arrangement, they had a son who was made crown prince. What was the reason behind this? It turned out that when Lu Ji learned that Emperor Hui refused to be manipulated and firmly rejected the incestuous relationship with his niece, she selected many young and beautiful women from respectable families to fill the harem. When these palace maids became pregnant, Empress Dowager Lu ordered Zhang Yan to falsely claim that she was also expecting. After the palace maids gave birth to imperial sons, Lu Ji cruelly killed the palace maids and falsely declared that the seized children were born to Empress Zhang Yan, installing one as crown prince. Later, Empress Dowager Lu enthroned the crown prince, only 3 years old at the time, as emperor, historically known as the former young emperor, Qian Shaodi. Zhang Yan became the Empress Dowager, while Lu Ji ruled as regent. In 184 BC, when the former young emperor discovered the truth about his origins, his fragile heart could not bear the harsh reality. Furious and uncontrollable, he vowed to take revenge when he grew up. Seeing this, Empress Dowager Lu decided the child could not be spared. She had him imprisoned and secretly killed.